pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
All right, Savvy investors out there. Today's episode is about forms. That's right. 8 forms that you need to have in your arsenal, toolbox, whatever. Today's episode is about protecting yourself. Number 1, smoke detector addendum. Here's the deal. If you don't have a smoke detector addendum, you're going to have a addendum in the head. Actually, this is what happens. So let's say, and I hope this never happens to you, that your house burns down. Boom. The first thing the fire marshal is going to do when he gets in there, he's going to look around for a smoke detector. He's going to run over to the smoke detector. He's going to open the smoke detector, and boom, is he going to see a battery in there? Here's the deal. Their goal as a fire marshal is to point the finger at who is responsible for the fire. If something ever tragic happened, like a death, there's going to be a case, and they're going to follow the trail, and that trail tends to lead back to the landlord. So be a savvy landlord and have a smoke detector addendum. And what that is, basically, it's a sheet of paper that an attorney that drew up for me that states that is the tenant's responsibility to let me know, the landlord, that I need to provide a working smoke detector and battery. We will never enter the property again unless there's a repair, and if so, they need to let us know that their smoke detector is malfunctioning, not working, or they need a battery. Another thing that you need to be aware of, in the United States for that matter, is that all fire station, firehouses, whatever you want to call them, give out free smoke detectors. So there's no reason why you should not have a working smoke detector in a property. The addendum is for the folks, the tenants that don't operate it properly, and you don't want to be caught with your pants down in a fire and the fire marshal's blaming you because there was no smoke detector, or that the smoke detector was malfunctioning, or there wasn't a battery. Get a smoke detector addendum. All right, number 2, lead base addendum. What this is, the federal government requires any home before 1978 that the home may have lead-based paint. Anyway, so the federal government requires you not only to sign an addendum to communicate that to your tenant, but you need to give them a pamphlet as well. You can download the pamphlet for free on the website. Just Google up lead-based paint pamphlet, and you can find a PDF. I know some savvy landlords out there that actually email and have a record. But if you ever had a lead-based paint situation and the tenant didn't know about it and claimed and tried to make a claim, you could say, I sent you a lead-based paint via email. What I do is I buy them pre-printed and I hand them, and then I have them sign off on it. All right, here's another form. Number 3, a death directive, whatever the frick it is, a death form. What my attorney gave me for this was very interesting, is that if someone ever died in a property, what are you going to do? What's going to happen? What are you going to do with their stuff? You can't go to the flea market and try to sell it. No. Legally, it's their stuff. It goes to their heirs. What this death directive, whatever the frick, I can't even say it, it's so early in the morning, but directive, that's what it is. There you go. I'm working here. Anyway, is to direct where their stuff is going to. So here's the cool thing. So when I do a lease with someone at the end, I said, hey, I know this may never happen to you, and I hope it doesn't. If you do get hit by a bus going across the street, who should I give your flat screen to, your stuff in your home? Legally, I can't touch it. There's a whole legal due process from here. And they're like, oh, you can give it to my grandmother or mom. Great. Sign this document, fill it out. And here's the great thing about it. Now I have their information if I ever need to pursue them. If I can't find them, if they skip town, I have at least one viable person that I can contact. All right, number 4, you got to have forms. You got to have checklists. I'm telling you, I live and breathe by a checklist. I wake up, what's my checklist? What are the things I have to get done? When I sign a lease, there's 40 things I've got to get done. I just operate from the checklist. I leave the tedious details to the checklist. If you don't have a checklist, there's a checklist on my website that I give out for free under resources. Go to SavvyRadioShow.com. There's some free forms on there. There's some paid forms on there, like the lead-based paint, not the lead-based paint, but the smoke detector addendum. But you need to have checklists. I have a checklist, a move-out checklist. I have a move-in checklist. I have a lease signing checklist. I have a purchase of a home checklist. Whatever it is, there's a checklist. All right. So don't be lazy. Create a checklist. Number 5. Okay. Crime-free addendum. I picked this up from a local city that was cracking down on some crime. It's a one-page document in the state of Oklahoma. Basically, what this document says is that it accelerates the process of eviction. Normally, you have to serve a notice and then blah, blah, blah. But if they were arrested or any criminal activity went on in the property at all, it bypasses all that automatic eviction. I can go down to the courthouse and file this document and get a writ. Get a crime-free addendum. All right, here's another one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6, mold addendum. All right, I got this one from my attorney as well. This mold addendum basically protects me from the tenant saying that I forced them to live in a property that had mold in it. This document states is that I never have lived in the property. Our company is just a property management company. We are against mold. We don't want mold. We don't want nothing to do with mold. Even if we think that there's mold, we don't know. But if there is, these are the action steps that you need to take to protect yourself about any mold. And it just kind of gives a buffer between, in a courtroom or wherever. Hey, we don't know about mold. This document explains about mold, how to clean it up. And it's just another thing that you shine as a landlord, that you have all your ducks in a row, that you're not playing around, that you take this as a serious business, and you want your tenant resident to take it serious as well, and that they're required to report it to you if there's any problems. Number 7. I created this one myself. This is an air filter little piece of paper. I call it a flyer, form, addendum, whatever the flip you want to call it. I know people are going to blast me. Go ahead, blast me, because I'm not communicating right today. Form, addendum, they're interchangeable in my world, but addendum is something that goes on with the contract. It continues it on. But anyway, when my lease signing, I make it very clear that it's their responsibility as a tenant to change the air filter. I encourage them to buy them by the box at a supply house or go to Walmart. I created a one-page document that says, turn off the AC. Well, first of all, the first paragraph of this flyer states why it's important to change your air filter and change it as often as once a month. A, for allergies. 2, that it saves on electricity because your AC unit, your blower motor, the machinery, the mechanics don't have to work as hard if you don't change the filter. If you leave the filter dirty in there, it clogs up the machine, and the machine's going to push more and work harder, thus causing more electricity. So to save money, so I educate them. Then it goes into number 1, shut off the machine. Number 2, open the grill. Well, first go to Walmart, buy an air filter. But here's the cool thing about the flyer that I was very frustrated, because a lot of repairs are based from heat and air from not changing your air filter. On the bottom of this form, it says, if we come out there and the repair is caused, the AC HVAC repair is caused from you not changing the air filter, you're going to pay a service call of $95 or $125, whatever the cost may be, and it's we'll be tacking it on to your lease for your lease payment, your rent, whatever, extended rent, whatever you want to call it, bill, fee, cost, and they will pay for it. So my heat and air contractors that work for us, they go out there, they assess the situation. They know if it's an air filter problem. They know our policy. They take a picture, they text it to us. We print it out, we send them a bill, and we go down the road. The situation is that tenants need to take responsibility, A, for maintaining their home, but 2, just for health reasons. Change your air filter and I don't want to remind them or have a conflict. And when they see this bill of $100 and something and they get all frustrated, I just send them the form, flyer, whatever you want to call it, that they signed. All right, 8 is going to donate. Number 8, the final form for the day. Hopefully, you will take this one to heart, as well as the air filter one as well. This document has a little picture of everything that you should not put in the drain. For example, condoms. One time I had a plumber go out to a property and he pulled out over 20 something condoms, and he laid them on the ground, and he didn't touch them. Thank God, because I had to write him a check later and I would probably shake his hand, but he laid it on the ground and took a picture of it. You know, this flyer that we created has like 9 things that you can't or shouldn't and you will be paying for if we come to find out any of these things were in the sewer line, in the drain line. From tampons to towels, wipes, cigarette butts, you name it. If it's in there, it's your responsibility, and you pay for that repair. And so we send the plumber out there. They're trained. They take a photo. Boom. They send it to us. We send the bill. Most tenants will, and we educate them right out the gate when they come and sign the lease, which is about a 40-minute conversation, and we go over each one of these forms, these top 8 forms that I picked today, to educate them about how to maintain their home, that we don't want to charge them, but if we do, these are the costs that they're going to incur. Hopefully this encourages you. Hopefully that this 8 forms will have the light bulb turn on in your head and you're like, man, I need to run my real estate investing rental property. Even if you have one, I definitely recommend having forms, addendums, flyers, things to save time, but ultimately to protect you. All right, this is Steve Van Kallenberg, the Savvy Landlord. I'm so thankful that you tuned in and listened to this episode. If you liked it, great. If you didn't like it, great. You can text me the word ASK, A-S-K, to 545454. If you have a question about something, if you want some of these forms, you're welcome to go to my website. Other than that, go create them, share them with people, let me know. And other than that, go out there and buy assets.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.